Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has officially signed on the dotted line for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they waited till they got back home for their series against the Atlanta Braves. So made the fans wait a little bit, but he officially put pen to paper, and he is a Toronto Blue Jay for life. Hope you're all enjoying some of the images from yesterday's press conference where you had Mark Shapiro there, the Blue Jays president and CEO. You had Edward Rogers, the owner, or one of the owners of the Toronto Blue Jays, Rogers Corporation, then Vladdy, of course, and then Ross Atkins, the one that has gotten a lot of heat over the years by Toronto Blue Jay fans, but lately you have to give him credit for getting this Vladdy deal done and over the finish line. Very impressive stuff out of him. Everyone wanted him. Everyone wanted him on their favorite team. Now they're saying this is an overpay because of his performance 20 games into the season. Well, I have news for you people. There are going to be ups and downs. He's not a superstar to the level of Shohei Ohtani or Juan Soto, which is why he didn't get that amount of money. But $500 million is compensating him for the player that he's going to be over his prime. He's only 26 years old, and I still think there's a lot of growth left in the game for Vladdy. So he had a few interesting things to say, which we'll get into in just a little bit, but make sure to hit that subscribe button as well, because a large percentage of you who are watching these videos are not subbed to the channel. But it finally happened, people. Okay, it finally happened. Vladdy has signed on the dotted line. He is a Blue Jay for life. All of those claims that he made earlier in the year, in the offseason, whatnot, that he wanted to be a Blue Jay, he meant it. And yeah, sure, you could say that this was the most money that he was going to get, and of course he was going to sign that deal. That's part of it. I didn't expect him to take a hometown discount, especially not with the way that the Blue Jays have performed in years past. But he wanted to remain a Blue Jay. He clearly has a great relationship with the city, the country, and he spoke about the impact that his daughter had on the decision as well. She asked him, Dad, are we going to stay in Toronto or are we going to leave? And he said that was the moment that he broke down and he cried, and he knew that he had to fulfill his wish and his demand of being a Blue Jay for life. And they ended up doing that. So credit to Edward Rogers for continuing to spend money and believing in this ownership, in this management group, and in the current players. Credit to Mark Shapiro, who has been pretty wide open throughout the entire process. You know, he usually keeps the information close to his chest, doesn't divulge too much at one time, but he was pretty transparent and said that I believe we're going to get it done, and they ended up getting it done. And credit to Vladdy and Mark Shapiro as well for Vladdy's side of things, for continuing to negotiate, right? Like, he set a soft deadline, which was the start of spring training. They ended up getting it done a couple of weeks into the season. I'm good with that. It had to get done. So if you extend your deadline by a month and a half, that's fine, but you got the number that you wanted. So I'm sure Vladdy is happy that he was still listening to offers. And I'm sure he's happy that he can just play ball now and not worry about the security and the financial ramifications of how he's playing. And then for Ross Atkins, credit for him for staying the course, right? And taking all that crap from the Blue Jay fans, for signing Anthony Santander, for being aggressive in free agency. And now that you got your main man locked up in Vladdy, it's going to be a lot easier to convince people to want to come aboard. Now, I think this season is a pivotal one for the Blue Jays. I don't know if they keep their jobs beyond this year, but they've had a lot of wiggle room thus far. So I tend to believe that they are going to keep their jobs, and I'm talking about Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins, who are in the final year of their deals. So I think they're going to keep their jobs, but the fact that they have their main piece locked up, that'll allow them to be more aggressive and to maybe get some more free agents to help out this team in free agency. So that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Thank you all so much for making it this far. Appreciate all the support, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.